In introducing the next speaker, I do so with a feeling of personal affection. We love him for the enemies he has made. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fritz Kuhn.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Americans, American patriots, I'm sure I do not come before you tonight as a complete stranger. You all have heard of me through the Jewish-controlled press as a creature with horns, a cloven hoof, and a long tail. We, with American ideals, demand that our government shall be returned to the American people who founded it.
Our side were defending themselves to a large degree. I have no doubt about that.
Does this day feel like a win to you?
It does feel like a win because we demonstrated our resolve.
Everything falls apart from this day. But everybody knows them now. Everybody's seen them now. And when they go home to their families and to their jobs and to their professions, everybody's gonna say, why were you there?
Motherfuckers who did you like that. Fuck you.
You know, at least they can. Go.
Little Mayor Signer. How do you pronounce this little creep's name?
Jew. That's how you pronounce it.
The idea that I would ever back down to such a little creep like Mayor Signer. We are never backing down. Now it's not going to be over. Now it's not over.
Never.
The problem that everybody has, I don't care if you're on the left or on the right, truth is going to do what truth does. Lies have consequences, and you will not escape those. You know the old saying, evil flourishes when good people do nothing. Regardless of whether or not a person has the right to say whatever they want to say, the fact of the matter is when they make it clear that they're fascists, you're supposed to do something about it to make sure that those particular rights are intact. Otherwise, you're doing nothing more than copping out because you're too cowardly to put up a fight.
Daryl the Barrel, as he's known, he weighs at least 400 pounds. He's this anti-fascist activist who's done all sorts of research and has dedicated his life to hating people, basically.
I don't have kids of my own. I have nieces and nephews. I hope that they are able to learn something from what it is that I do. I'm not begrudging Antifa of trying to remain anonymous and trying to remain inconspicuous in the work that they do, but I can't do that, and that's one of the reasons why. My family needs to know, and the people around me need to know that this is what I am, this is what I do, and I'm damn proud of it. And I want you to learn something from all of that.
Have you ever met Antifa or interviewed them? What are they like? In defense of Daryl, he's not a strung out, gutter punk. Yeah, I don't think he's on drugs. He's just on donuts.
The idea that we just randomly have different skin color, but we're all the same. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
Race matters. Race has mattered for every single person in world history, except silly white liberals and white conservatives post-1960. The idea that we're the strange ones is risible.
There's a gentleman by the name of Richard Spencer, little rich kid, never had a real job except maybe being a tutor to some high school kids in a school somewhere. He's basically known as a right-wing propagandist, and he's always had these hate politics coming along with him.
Our identity is going to be forged through this great crisis that we're experiencing. We're experiencing the implications of mass immigration and multiculturalism and multiracialism. We're going to come out of it as a new people.
If you're going to be about neo-fascist ideas, neo-fascist principles, goodbye, you're gone. When I was in the military, I took an oath to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You become a domestic enemy when you do shit like that.
So what is this thing you guys are doing?
So, it's an independent documentary on alternative right ideology, thought, and you're actually the first. You're the first person we're filming with, and this is literally the first day.
Okay.
The alt-right is an abbreviation of alternative right. The phrase was coined in 2008 by a very alt-right guy named Richard Spencer.
He hooked up with a guy named Paul Gottfried, who is a college professor at some small college somewhere, who once gave a speech saying that we need an alternative right. Spencer turned that term, alternative right, into the name of his new blog that he started writing. And to give you an idea of how bad that blog was, they once had an article suggesting that maybe we should start trying black genocide, killing off all black people.
The idea, basically, of the alternative right in the United States is that the baby boomers sold them out, have created a completely untenable situation by encouraging non-white immigration, interracial relationships, and so on. In many ways, the alternative right is just really a rebranding of white supremacy for public relations purposes.
There's the alt-right. They all get put under this umbrella of alt-right. And then there's a sliver here of total and utter nuts. You have the alt-light that is totally fine with gays and wants legalization of drugs and is basically libertarian politically. So Milo Yiannopoulos, you've got me, you've got Ann Coulter. Now the alt-right, you have a lot more conservative values, a lot more pro-white sentiment that says, like Richard Spencer said, very intelligent guy, I love debating him, but he said to me, there's no future for non-whites in America.
America was, until this past generation, a white country, designed for ourselves and our posterity.
That little stuff made Richard Spencer well known in the mainstream as a white supremacist, because when people started Sieg Heiling and he started screaming "Hail Victory," which, by the way, is the English translation of Sieg Heil, that particular conference and that particular stunt threw it all through the doors wide open as to what the so-called alt-right truly was. But we already knew who they were, and it wasn't really a secret.